Okay, so yesterday we were putting together a table of value, right, using an equation. We were given the x values, right, and then you had to solve for the y values to find the points and then to graph the line. You remember that from yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. So a table of values is a table used to record the coordinates. We call them the coordinates, so the x and y. Of the points in a relation. So a relation is a pattern that connects two sets of data, which is the ordered pairs. What I mean by that so the relation is connecting the x and the y. Okay? So it's relating x to the y. Now, when I say a linear relation, you think of what shape? Straight line, right? It's a straight line. So a linear relation is a straight line. Remember we said yesterday that it's a continuous straight line. It will keep going unless they give you a restriction to stop. Okay? Do you remember what does the word slope mean?
Steepness.
The steepness of the line, right? Is it a steep line? Is it going up steep? You know, when you're talking about a mountain or a hill or a stairs, you say this is a very steep mountain, right? So that means it's going pretty steep.
Yes.
Okay? So when we're talking about the slope of a line, we're talking about the steepness. We also call it the rate of change. So slope is the rate of change of 1 point on a line, that's called an eye, of 1 point on a line in relation to the other point. Okay? So it's also called rate of change. So if the question is asking you for the slope, it's asking you for the steepness, or it's asking you for the rate of change, it's asking you exactly for the same thing. Okay? So they mean exactly the same thing. So, if I'm looking for the...
That change is delta change?
That's right. So basically we call it delta y over delta x. Is that what you're asking? Is that what you're asking me? Is that what you're asking me? Yeah. So that's another name for it, right? But we use, so delta y, delta means the change in y over the change in x. Okay? This is a symbol that they use in math.
That's such a cool name, though. Sorry, I can't help it. It's
So that's
Thanks from my teacher.
So that's a change in y divided by the change
X.
in x. What else? What other formula did we use yesterday to find the slope?
That is y2 minus.
So rise over run or
X2
y2 minus y1 over,
Upon
yeah?
x2,
Mm-hmm.
x2 minus x plus 1.
Right? And they all mean exactly the same thing. Or rise over run. See, all of this, they mean exactly the same thing. Okay?
Very
Change in y over change in x, also written as delta y over delta x. Change in y means you're finding what happened, what's the difference between y2 and y1. That's what the change means.
Okay.
Okay? So that's why we do the subtraction. So y2 minus y1. And then over the change in x, so that's the x2 minus x1, which also means it's your rise over your run.
Right.
Exactly the same. Okay?
Okay.
Pick one and know. Okay? Now, this is X or Y,
X,
and this is
Y.
Y. Okay? X is increasing this way. Okay? If Y is also increasing, so as X is increasing, Y is also increasing, what kind of slope do I have? Positive or negative?
What?
Positive.
Positive.
Positive. That's right. So the slope is positive. Right? Now, again, X, Y. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's say, starting right here, and then as X is increasing, what's happening to the Y in this case? What's happening to the Y value as X is increasing?
It's going
coming
down.
down.
It's going down. That's a slope. What kind of slope do we have
It's
here?
negative.
It's a negative slope. Okay? So, as X is increasing, Y is increasing, then I have a positive slope. As X is increasing, Y is decreasing, I have a negative slope.
That's your slope emoji.
Okay? Seems to be very upset. Okay. So, now so far we have used 2 points to find the slope. Remember, I give you 2 points. You use the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 to use the slope. I've also given you a graph, and then you did the rise over the run to find the slope. Today we're going to learn how to find the slope using a table of values. Okay?
Okay.
Now, the equation is y equals 3x plus 1. Okay? So the x values that are given to you are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to plug in the 0 in for x, and then we're going to solve for y. Okay? So 3, y equals 3 times 0
0,
plus 1 is what?
1.
1,
It's 1. So my coordinate is,
0, 1.
that's right. Okay? Now, plug in 1. 3 times 1 is 3,
3,
plus 1.
4, 1,
3 times 2,
4, 6,
plus 1.
7,
My point is
7.
excellent. 3 times 3,
Is 9, and
Plus
1
1.
is 10.
10.
3,
excellent.
3 times 4 is 12, and 1 is 13, 4, 13.
Good. Now, in order to find the slope, I have to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
Yeah.
Okay? So I always have to start from the bottom. Okay? So, y2 minus y1, so that is 13 minus
10.
10. Right? Because I have y2 and I have y1. Are we okay with that? No. Okay, so these are your y values, right? You see them right here as well, 13, 10, 7, 4, 1, okay? The formula for the slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? So, I'm gonna have to start from the bottom and going up. So, y2 minus y1, so that's 13 minus 10, divided by x2 minus x1. So x2,
So 1.
x1.
Yes, one.
So 4 minus 3, which is 1, right?
One.
So that's 3 over 1, which is
Three.
3. Okay? Now I have to keep going. I have to keep doing the same thing. Okay? So next, to fill this one out, I have to do this minus this. So I have to do this
Then
minus
seven.
this.
Seven.
But why is not y1 and y2?
This is, I'm moving from the bottom, so y2, y1. Then y2, y1.
Okay.
Y2, y1.
Okay.
Y2, y1. You see? The one that's lower is the y2. So, for the next one, it's going to be 10
Ten minus seven.
minus 7
Over.
over
Three.
3
So
minus 2.
isn't the answer going to be 3 for all
It
of them?
has to be. Because the slope of the line will not change.
Okay. So that's how you can like check your work, I guess?
That's right. And remember that the slope here has to match that coefficient that's in front of x. Right? It has to match.
Yes.
Okay? So, if the slope is the same for all coordinates, then the rate of change is constant and the line is straight. That's very important. Okay? I already know that this is the line and I know it's a straight line and that's why I'm expecting them to all be 3.
Yes.
Okay? But this is the rule, right? It's a rule that says if you do this rate of change for all of them, okay, you're gonna, if it's constant, if it's the same value every single time, then it's a straight line. Okay? So let's do the next one. If I do 7 minus 4
Three.
over 2 minus 1.
One.
Are you guys okay with that?
Same. Three.
So it's 3 over 1, which is 3. Then I do 4, take away 1,
Three.
over 1, take away 0.
One. 4 minus one is equal to 3.
Okay? The top one, it's going to be empty. Alright? It's going to be blank because there's nothing else. There is no other point that I have here so I can subtract from. Okay? Are you guys okay with this? Okay? So now I figured that the slope of the line is 3. Are you guys okay with this?
Yes.
Alright. What?
It's after the first y1, y2 is, the other is identified still as y or x.
No, this is still y, right?
Well, as y.
All of this is y. So this is y2 minus y1
Mhm.
over x2 minus x1, right? Then I go y2. Now this changes to y2, okay? Now this is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
Okay.
Do you see that?
So it becomes y2 afterwards.
That's right. This becomes y2, this becomes y1. And then the one after, this becomes y2, this becomes y1.
Okay.
Okay?
Because we have to find out what's rise. That's it.
Yeah. So that's your right. Okay? Okay, let's do this. Again, so I have the equation. Y equals negative 3x plus 4. They gave me the x values. I need to find the y value. Okay? So I need to plug in the x value in. I want to use a different color. So what do I get here? Negative 3 times negative 1
Plus 3.
is 3 plus 4,
7.
7. So what's my coordinate?
Minus 1.
Minus 1,
Minus 1
7.
and 7.
Good. Okay? So, I'm going to write the next. So it's going to be negative 3 times 0 is 0 plus 4 is 4. And my coordinate is
0
0.
and 4.
Are you guys okay with this?
Yes.
Are we all okay with this?
The counting in backwards is just some math.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second, okay? Okay, you start from the bottom and you subtract the top. Okay, so negative 2 subtract 1 divided by bottom minus top. 2 minus 1. So it's going to be negative 3 over 1, which is negative 3. Okay, so bottom minus the top. Bottom minus the top. Okay? Now when I move to this, it's gonna have to be bottom minus the top divided by bottom minus the top. Okay? So it's gonna have to be 1 take away 4 over 1 take away 0. So that's negative 3.
Okay.
You're okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, bottom minus top.
4 subtracted by 7.
4 subtract 7 over 0 take away negative 1. What is that?
Negative 3.
Negative 3 over 1, right?
Yeah.
This one, the top one, you don't fill out.
Because of nothing left to fill out.
Because there's nothing left. I can't, well, what am I going to subtract that 7 from? There's nothing else to subtract from.
Okay.
Okay? So what do you see here? What do you notice?
It's all constant.
They're constant, right? They're all the same value, right? So I know it's a straight line.
It's coefficient. Coefficient.
It's the same as the coefficient of the x. Okay? So it's asking you here, look at the coefficient of x and the rate of change. What do you notice?
They are the same.
They are the same. Are we okay with this?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I think I'm seeing the difference.
Good. Now, I want to ask you a question. Is this an equation of a line? Yes. Is this an equation of a line? Yes.
Yes.
Right? An equation of a line should be y equals mx plus a number. Okay? Now sometimes that number doesn't exist. It's not there, it's fine. But I should have an x. Okay? So I should have an x with a number in front of it, or it could be a y. Okay? So this is an equation of a line. What's the slope?
2.
2. We just proved to you, right, that the slope is the same as
Coefficient.
the coefficient of x. So now, without doing a lot of work, if I ask you the question, you should be able to tell me that the slope is the coefficient of x.
It's just a matter of proving it.
Now, in this case, we are proving it, but I'm telling you that it is.
Okay.
Okay? So, no matter what the equation is, it could be y equals 3 over 2x plus 7. What's your slope?
3.3.
3 over 2. That's your slope. Okay? Which means you're rising up 3 and you're running 2. Are you putting the whole thing together now?
Rise over.
Yes. Slope is rise over 1. So you're rising up 3, you're running 2. In this case, you're rising up 2, running 1. Because every whole number has an invisible 1 divided by it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay? So you're rising up 2 over 1. Do you see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Are we correlating all of this together now?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, let's look at this lovely table. So this is word problem, okay? So, using the information in the table below, calculate the rate of change. What is the slope of the line? What would this line look like on a graph? So what are they asking you to solve for? Calculate the,
Rate of change.
which is the same thing as the slope. So I have to do what?
You're gonna put, well, you have to label your graph. So
Mhm.
like hours worked on the bottom.
Okay, so that's after I graph it, right?
Yeah.
But right here, what does the hour worked represent? What level?
X.
What does this represent?
Y.
Good. So I have my x and y. To find the slope, I have to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right?
Right.
So I have to do this
Yes.
over this. Am I in your way? I'm sorry. I'm
No,
trying
it's
to,
okay,
but I
it's okay.
can't. Are you guys okay with this?
Yes.
Okay, so 30 minus 24 is 6, divided by 1 is 6.
Only 6 everywhere.
Should be if it's a lot. Okay? Do the same thing.
Hence, everywhere 6.
24 minus 18
Yes.
over
1.
4 minus 3.
1.
6.
10.
18. You have to fill out the table, unfortunately.
That's what I'm looking for. I don't know that graph is coming together afterwards.
The graph, I'm going to have to graph the points.
So that is really what it was. Okay, okay.
12 minus 6 over 2 minus 1, so that's a 6. 6 minus 0 over 2 minus 1.
6.
So the slope is
6.
6.
Otherwise also you can compare 1, 6, 2, 12, 12.
Huh?
The
Yeah.
ratio is 1
The
to 6.
ratio is adding
Ratio
6,
is 1
right?
to 6. 1 to 6.
Yeah. You're adding 6 and then you're adding
Yes.
1.
Yes.
Okay, so I calculated the rate of change at 6. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, what is the slope of the line? I have to answer these questions. The slope of the line is
6.
okay. Now, I'm gonna have to graph. When it comes to graphing, you must label your axis.
Okay.
Okay? So you must label the x-axis. In this case, it's gonna be hours worked. Come on. And And then the y-axis in this case is gonna be earning, so money, total earning. My first point is where?
The origin.
0, 0, that's right. How about my next point?
1, 6.
1,
In between.
6. Second point?
2, 12. 3, 18. Just a little bit off 1,
4, 24. It's gonna be higher, so I'm not able to fit all of it,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
But I can graph a straight
Line.
Yes.
okay? As the best of my ability, just because this is kind of not aligned.
Miss, did you just draw
Yeah.
a line with your hand? Like, just so straight?
No, I have the tool here
Oh.
that gives me a straight line.
I was
I
gonna
can
say.
only do straight line with it. No, if I wanted to graph it with my actual head, it's gonna look so like not right. Okay? Now, I want you to look at this, and I want you to think about what does it mean, right? If I'm gonna take 2 points, and I wanna find the rise, let's say I'm going from 6 to 12, how much is that? How many units from 6 to 12?
6.
6. And my run is from 1 to 2. So that's 1.
Same.
So my slope is rise is 6, run is 1, so that's 6 over 1.
The ratio is same.
Right? So if you take 2 points and you find the slope, it's going to be 6. It's increasing,
Same rate.
it's increasing, right? It's not decreasing, it's going up. Are we okay with this?
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just counting the squares.
Remember that every 2 squares equals 1 in this case,
Okay.
right? Actually, no, 4, 5, 6, no, it's equal to 1. Okay, so I'm gonna move to the next slide. Are you guys okay with this?
Yes. No problem.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna let you guys try this. Try it with a pencil and maybe a different piece of paper.